Okay. First, very quick introduction about myself. I think most of you know except for Nurgul. And looks like uh we did text before. You reached out to me. Who recommended to you? Oh, okay. So yeah, I remember you. So what? Oh yeah, no, I don't want to. I know. Yeah. So mainly I work as a QA engineer. I have been working and I'm also getting laid off in 2 weeks. So this is yeah, they already yeah, I had yeah, from other job I quit. And then this company, right after I quit, after 3 weeks, they said, yeah, they're ending the contract to hire offshore team. That's fine. Because I needed this. I need break. You know that, right? Altanay and Andre, you know how much I work. Yes. So you've only been laid off for 2 months? How many years did you work? 3.5? 3 years? But you did automation or manual? So you worked for two companies. Hmm. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Um, yeah, looks like a lot of us are due, huh? Soon. So for me, the thing is, I am going to market as a software engineer. I'm gonna hit the market this time as a full stack software engineer, both back end and front end. I've been doing a lot of brush up. So this is going to be perfect for me too, because so in the last one, you guys remember Shirin, right? So Shirin, during the info session, I showed her as the part of the team. So she dropped out, meaning she won't be available until after the New Year's. And Maner, the Microsoft girl, she is in Kazakhstan right now. So because of the time difference, she won't be able to. So I'm gonna teach for the next 2-3 weeks max, and then they're gonna take over. So in the meantime, I think this is good. Um, as far as yeah, I told you guys that I'm going to market as a full stack engineer, and this, I think this program is gonna give you that knowledge to go to market as a software engineer. I think you're already doing some software engineering job, so this will be perfect opportunity for you. And this guy is super technical. He's Mozg, yeah, brain. And I think Altanay will say about you, but Altanay is also very technical. She was one of what at Geek Network. I think you did good. And as far as the learning platform, some of you know this, some of you don't. Did you guys register? Did you sign? Were you able to log in? Okay, so this is the platform we're gonna be using. Okay, and for you guys, you are going to go to Skill Boost. Okay, software engineering skill boost, and this is where you do. Yeah, yeah, but it's restricted. Look, you won't see anything here. Maybe their first one. Yeah, that's it. You don't see. Yeah, they don't upload anything here. I mean, they restricted for all of us, and even for me, I need some. And here, basically, when you guys go here, you can find. I have been doing a good job, I think. You will find all the materials that you need. For example, the HTML stuff, and then the presentations, whatever that we're going to use and learn. And under files here, we're gonna work on this today. For example, day one. Tomorrow there'll be day two available. These are going to be our practice files. You'll have to download it, and then during the class, we'll get some time to practice on them. And after 2 weeks, we will do a big project, which will be during the info session, if you remember, WhatsApp and e-commerce. We'll build our first is going to be portfolio. Let me see. CSS project. Okay, let me continue. Complete and continue. Where did we? Okay, give me just a second. We should have uploaded it. Oh, we're gonna build something like this. Basically, it will be a resume, but now it's going to be hosted on the website. So that people can actually go in and check out your experience and everything. But I mean, just for practicing, yeah? We're gonna use the knowledge that we gain to build our resume. Okay, any questions on the learning platform? It's very simple, right? It's easy to use, super user friendly. Also, you will upload the homework which get assigned to this platform. Now, another thing is, let's go ahead and download. Do you guys, anyone have VSC, Visual Studio Code? Do you have them? You do? Okay, Nurgul. Can you go ahead and download VSC? So if you just go to Google, download Visual Studio Code, okay? Make sure it's Visual Studio Code because there's Visual Studio and Visual Studio Code. No, one second. You will go to the Microsoft one. You see this Microsoft one? Sign? Yeah. Go to that, and it's going to be the second one with the blue icon. Yeah. So go ahead and download that. And I think you're gonna choose, yeah, macOS one, this one right here. I think you already have it, right, Janar? No? Okay. So let me, just in case, go ahead and drop this in the Slack channel. So yes, dropped in there. Just go ahead and download it. For, I think most of us use Mac, except for this guy, right? Yeah. Windows guy. Well, whatever the struggles that you're gonna have, you're gonna have to find. Yeah, you will deal with it, man. I won't be able to. Okay. And once you guys are done, let me know. So today we're just gonna go ahead and start with simple HTML. Who knows HTML? You know? What do you mean? Like, did you study it before, or did you try to build something yourself? Okay, simple page, right? Okay. Well, we're gonna start from simple too, yeah, and then slowly we're gonna. But this course, okay. Another thing is, yesterday, I mean, the day before yesterday, I was discussing with the instructor, the Van Beek, right, Mr. Van Beek. So he was saying, well, you told me these guys have background in coding. Most of you do, meaning either you have attended bootcamp, right? Or you are working and you're writing code currently. So most of you guys have coding background. And he's like, because of that, we designed it for 4 months only. It will be 4 months and 1 week, just in case, okay? And because of this tight schedule, most of the work is gonna fall on you guys. We'll cover as much as we can really fast, and then we'll provide you materials, and you're gonna build on your own. So 4 days, this week it's gonna be only 3 days because Thursday is the Thanksgiving. We don't have a class, and so you will get those 4 days extra to practice on the materials that we're gonna provide you. But trust me, in these 3 days, we're gonna go really fast. But every other week, other than that, it's going to be 4 day studies, and 3 days you will have to really, really dig deeper into the details of what we're going to cover. Because right now, in the beginning, it might seem easy. The first day, second day might seem easy. Third, fourth, fifth, it's going to get harder because we're squeezing the entire 6 months program into 4. Trusting that you guys have coding background. Yeah, because most of the work, a lot of people drop out of this software engineering programs because of the JavaScript part. Coding, HTML, CSS is easy. You can see, you can design, you can play around, change the layout. But once you actually add JavaScript to it, when you click on buttons, it will trigger the API calls. And that's where people cannot see abstract thing, right? Because it's happening behind the scene where you cannot see. And that's where people get scared, and they start having this not very comfortable feeling, and they drop out. I don't want you guys to have that pressure. So during the 3 days when you have availability, please, please, please just go and brush up as much as you can. All right, long talk short. How can I zoom in? I cannot zoom in here. That's fine. So basically, is it visible? Can you guys see? We're going to start with introduction to HTML and why do we need HTML? HTML is basically the structured language for building websites and setting up its structure. Just like when you're building a building, right? Property like this, you set up the frames, the base, the pipes and everything, and then you will build the walls, and then you can start painting, right? Making things beautiful. So right now we're gonna dive into HTML, where we're gonna talk about the structure of the overall web applications, how they are building, and how we can design them. So it is a structure or the content, and then semantic markup. Now, semantic markup means it is more from accessibility perspective. If we talk about accessibility, it's from, for example, blind people, yeah, or like impaired, disabled people. In order for them to be able to access your website or interact with your website, HTML made its markup language more semantic, meaning it divided, structured the code into different parts. So even disabled people using the keyboard can access and navigate through your web page. Most of the time, like you will see when you click tab on your keyboard, it can actually move from different sections, right? Like on the web pages. So semantic markup, it is very important for us to cover. And then obviously integration with CSS, meaning we're going to start painting, making things look more beautiful. And then we're going to get into JavaScript to create very dynamic or interactive web page where we can actually click buttons, and we're going to see it do amazing things like triggering API calls or uploading files or pulling data and etc. Let's get to our real part of HTML. So again, it's the hypertext markup language. That's why we call it HTML. And HTML has two different parts, but I'm going to call it as three different parts. Three different parts because the initial part of declaring an HTML file is the most important, meaning for web application or the browser to understand what document type it is, we have to define using a keyword called the doc type. So HTML documents consist of first the doc type, which is the initialization, telling the browser or the applications, hey, this is going to be an HTML file. So mainly it is used for structuring the websites. And then we have this HTML tag. You guys know what tags are, right? Like there's HTML tag, there's head tag, there's body tag. So we're going to talk about each part of these and why they are needed. The doc type declaration is an instruction to the web browser about what version of HTML the page is written in. It ensures that the browser renders the page correctly. In HTML5, the doc type is simple and it looks something very similar to what we have here. It starts with doc type declaration, and then we have the HTML tag. And all the HTML code, every single website, if whatever the website that you visit, starts with HTML tag. But even before then, we have to define the doc type. Oh, let's say this is Google. If we inspect, as you can see, it starts with a doc type, the most top part, right? And then you have this opening HTML tag. So everything else, you see, the entire Google's page is only inside this tag called body. So three different parts: HTML tag, head, and body. So without this HTML tag, I mean, obviously this wouldn't even load here. So every HTML file starts with an HTML tag. The structure, head and body. These are the key sections of HTML structure of document. Meaning, head section is the one right after the HTML tag itself, and we define it to use or provide some information about the HTML document, as well as what other different files or links to the external sources that we're going to be using. Charset UTF-8. I am sure you guys have seen this during Selenium. You studied Selenium, yeah, Andrew?
Mm-hmm.
You remember UTF in Selenium? You don't remember? Like different characters? No. Okay. So inside head tag, we provide meta information or links to external documents, such as, which we will study, like CSS, cascading style sheet, when we provide different information about the color, about the border of tables, or whenever we start messing around with the colors, the design, then we're going to be using um, uh, in the head tag, a tag called link, which will relate to the style sheet, and we can provide which style file it needs to look into in order to get all the styling from. Or where we provide the title of our document. Remember, like in browsers, as you can see here, for example, if I go to tesla.com, so the title here, it says electric cars. So this is the title, right? Electric cars, solar and clean energy, and Tesla. So this is the document title here. And we should be able to find that from here towards, as you can see, by the way, this is going to be a good example too. Look at this. This is head tag and this is body tag. So right now we're talking about only this head tag. And inside this head, or we can also refer to it as an element, as you can see, how many links do you see, right? Wow, this is this is a lot. Because it plays a crucial role, because all the designs and different fonts, even like the way they use these fonts, these are all custom, and they come from their internal fonts library, for example. Or this picture, look at this picture, is coming from some link. They are like, for this, for example, we should be able to access. See, they provide it as an, but this belongs to Tesla. You see, it belongs to Tesla, but they make most of the things for, like, these are their library where they store different images or materials they have. And now the good thing for them to keep it like this is, if other companies or applications are consuming data from Tesla, like via API, they have the library here. So they will just provide this and they will get access. For example, let's say a car shop is designing their own website, but they want them to be able to see how, for example, the cover will look on a Tesla tire. So they will just provide this and they can actually use this image to customize their own designs. So it's an open source. But they have their own, wow, this is a lot of stuff, even the Cybertruck. So all of these will get linked in the head tag of our HTML structure. The title part is, let me search. Title. Oh, there you go. You see? This was the title that we were looking at, right? If I hover over here, as you can see, electric cars, solar, clean energy, blah, blah, blah. So this is where the title comes from. So if we can change here, right? Tunay, Canar, Andrew, Nurgul. Boom. Now if we hover over, look at the Tesla's document title, right? We can manipulate, but of course, when I refresh, it's gonna go away, but meaning the head tag is going to, later on you will see that it's very important because this is where you will manipulate some of the libraries where you connect to the external links where we're going to consume data from. So the title, obviously, it defines the title of the document, which appears on the browser's tab, like the top little part. And link is a tag used to link to external style sheets or external sources. And now the entire web page, whatever you see, whatever you can interact with, will be inside the body tag. This is where entire code goes in. The body section contains the content of the HTML document, such as the text, the images, the videos, and other media. And this is what the clients or users will see and they will be able to interact with. Anything that goes into body part of the application other than the script tag, which you will see also, will be interactable. Headings and paragraphs. So now we're not talking about the abstract parts of the HTML structure. Now we're talking about the actual elements that you see that gets rendered in the browser. Now, these are headings and paragraphs to start with. The headings, HTML use heading tags to define headings, like the emphasis of the, like, for example, the title of the web page, right? Like this would be heading, for example, right? And this as a description, I could imagine this as a paragraph in the page. And the headings, we have 6 different types of the headings. And starting from one, which is going to be the most emphasized, meaning bold, like the most important, like the biggest heading that there will be, is H1. And H2, it is more like a subtitle, subheading. And so, H3 is also subheading, but anything other than that will be subheadings, but they will have less and less emphasis on them. That's it. Yeah, H1 to H6. And H6, actually, the size of H6, this being the least important, its size is going to be similar with the paragraph text. And then we have, this is the one I was talking about, paragraph tags. Paragraphs are defined with the P tag. We use opening P. This side is the opening part, and this is the closing P. Now, for the closing part, so each paragraph will need to have its starting and ending. Otherwise, it is going to mess up your web page, or otherwise, it is going to actually interfere with the other elements within the web page. What does it mean? So, as you can see, the body tag has opening, right? What do we call these operators? Diamond operators, right? And diamond operators, like this is the opening part, and the closing part, same structure, opening and closing diamond operator, but with this forward slash. That means this is the closing tag corresponding to this opening one. So as you can see, each paragraph here will have a corresponding closing P tag. Same thing for all of the other ones. Now, what advantage does it give to us, right? Each of these will be treated as a completely separate element in the website, meaning you will be easily able to manipulate them, update them, change their view, how they look, and the colors, the background. All of these stylings will be applied independently to each one of these. If you put all of them into one, then whatever the styling that you apply will be applied to all of the text. Since we're keeping them separately, they will be treated as separate elements. That was it for our first introduction part. Now, I want you guys to go ahead and go to Talent LMS and download the day one zip file. Data text. So this is what we're going to be practicing on. You can click on this. Yeah. And if you follow the files, then day one. I'm sorry for our little staff studying today. Trust me, we'll have our own room. This feels a little cold here, no? You guys are okay? Okay. Okay too. All right, you downloaded it? Yeah, everybody? Okay. Now go ahead and open that with Visual Studio Code. Let me see. Um, let's practice day one. Okay, let me open this. All right. So when you open, you will see multiple different files. Oh, you need to hit. Hmm? Mm-hmm. Yeah, then you don't have to know. You have three files when you download it, right? So first, this is what I want it to look like. So I want the first top part, okay, up to here only. Don't worry about the image right now, okay? So open the index.html file and create 6 headings like this. And then create the paragraph. The paragraph text and the heading text, everything is inside this data.txt file. So put this in the heading, H1 to H6, and this paragraph into a p tag. So here's the thing, H1, right? So when you type H1, you hit enter, see, it already automatically creates a closing tag. Let me zoom in. And another secret, heading 1, let's say, you can press and hold shift on your keyboard, okay? like, for example, I'm on this line right now, right? So I can just click anywhere, click, press Shift and Option button, and then down arrow. Yeah. And then hit down arrow. It will copy to the new line. Did you see? It's not working? Press and hold, and now hit the down arrow. No, down. See? Up, down, it will create them for you. These are for Windows. Yeah, it should be Alt, Shift, and down. Yeah. And now another. So it will be Shift plus what? Option plus down, up arrows, right? To copy. And now another thing I want to show you guys, Shift, Command plus letter K. Try that and see what happens. It deleted, right? And Command Z will bring it back, obviously, undo. But yeah, this for you, it'll be Control Shift K. Yeah. Is it deleting? Okay. So whenever, for example, you create extra ones, what I do is just Command Shift K, and it will delete it. Another thing is, watch this. If I put this by mistake heading 2 here, right? I can move it down by just Command Shift Option. Oh, no, sorry. Just Option and up and down arrow. Down, up, arrow. So I can just move it by pressing and holding Option and down. See? I can move it up and down, whatever. So these are the very, very beneficial parts of using Visual Studio, because you don't have to keep creating them, right? And so I can just do 2. And if I just press Command and right arrow, it just takes me to the end, just 2 and 3 and 3, and this one is going to be 1. So I'm not gonna do the other ones, okay? I'll leave that to you. Now, as far as the paragraph goes, just do the P, enter, it'll do. And look at this text. So this is random, right? Lorem ipsum dolor sit amet consectator or whatever. Now, here's another cool thing about Visual Studio. So right now, as you can see, I'm in the P tag, correct? If I want to create lorem, it's a library. Lorem, and then dash. And if I put here 20 and enter, it automatically creates random. I think this is Latin language. It creates random text for me. It's called lorem ipsum, and it always starts with lorem ipsum. That's why we just use as lorem. So for example, lorem 5. It'll just create 5 words, right? Command Z, lorem 50. It creates 50 words. Command Z, lorem 500, 500 words. So it's that cool feature, because most of the time for developers, it's hard to come up with text and etc. But in order for us to be able to test our code right away, we can just use lorem for random generation of the words. And you can not only for paragraph, but you can also use it for other tags, such as where you can provide some content, for example, H1, H2, so H4, and I'll have to start lorem 2, right? There you go. And oops, and I can go H5, lorem 2, great. Cool. And let me just change it to 20. And now I want you guys to go to your extensions. You see extensions? Click on extensions and search. You're able to search for live server. And you will see the first one, like with like how many 56 million downloads. Go ahead and install that. No, just the live server. Oh, just go to search. It's live server. Live. I mean, the first one. Yeah. Go ahead and install. Same thing. Until we install it. And now, with that, another thing I want to help you guys right now before you later on have issues with, go to manage on the bottom and go to settings from the manage, okay? Go to settings and it'll enable the search and search for auto save. Well, got it? Yeah. So as you can see, the first option here, after delay, select after delay. So it'll automatically save your last code after delay. So we can also define the delay here as 500 milliseconds or 1000. So meaning 1 second, yeah? After 1 second, it'll automatically save your changes. So you have enabled it. And now you see on the bottom right, you will see go live. So click on that and it'll open up the browser with the code that you just have written. Yep. You'll see. All right. Good. If everybody was able to do so, we will continue with our presentation. Okay, this was our paragraph stuff. How did we create random text? What was the keyword? Lorem, right? Just type lorem, and then you need to put the number. How many words do you want, right? Lorem 20 will generate 20 words. Lorem 500, I don't know the max though. How many will it generate? So with this, we had our first introduction to HTML, CSS, and now we're gonna deep dive into cooler HTML. Why is it? Oh, okay. Now, we are gonna talk about HTML lists. So on every website, when you go, you will see some kind of, most of the websites will create a list of items. It's either numbered or just like bullet points, right? Without numbers. So in HTML, we have two types of lists. They are called unordered or ordered. And lists are obviously used to group the related items, right? For example, colors. And then you will have list of colors available. For example, you want to order a car. Let's say Altanay wants to order her first Cybertruck, and she goes to Tesla website and tries to look at the colors available. And they will list the different colors available. So we have unordered list is the one with just bullet points without numbers. And for unordered list, we use the tag called UL. And obviously, as you guessed, it's unordered. U stands for unordered. L is for list. And then within the unordered list, we will have each option with LI tag, meaning list tag. And every single LI item, the content that you have will be showing up on the website or the browser. You will not see the UL on the browser side, right? And then we have ordered list, which is OL tag, and it'll have LI tags inside, obviously. And with the order that you write in the code, it'll list them with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Which is called numbered list by default. It'll look something similar to this guy here. So this is an unordered list, and it is within the UL tag, and you have LI tags inside. And then you have this as ordered list. As you can see, there are no numbers. We just provide the content in the LI tag, and it'll automatically, by default, put numbers to them. Any questions on this? Very straightforward, right? Very simple. And then we have HTML links. These are going to be used a lot because not only do we, make our users interact with the content that we have customized, but also sometimes we want to provide some external links. For example, text state in here, as you can see, I linked this button here. Yeah, if I click, it takes me to the external link. So this is definitely like from the coding perspective, I used something like this. Yeah, I customized it using Wix. Yeah. But within Wix also, I use their developer tools to play around with it, make it. This website, like the original template, looks completely different than what I have so far. I've made everything very different here. This was the most headache. Like I wanted to put here the Instagram icon, but for icons, apparently you have to pay so that they will also generate some analytical data. How many clicks were there? And how many of those clicks actually followed your Instagram? That's crazy, right? Like they enabled an analytical tool, but they also charge you for that. And like someone keeps randomly clicking and I will keep getting charged. No. So here, links are for us to, obviously link our button or like the text or table element, whatever we use this link to, it'll link it to the either internal part of our web page or external. So for links, and most of you have either from Cypress or Selenium, from the automation perspective, you all know this tag. We call it anchor tag or a tag, right? So a tag is used for linking. Now, sometimes within the same page, there are different sections, such as like the header part of the application or the footer or etc. I will show you an example here of, sorry, one second. I'm gonna open it in the incognito mode. Uh, oh man, and our application is so small. Continue to the site. Oh, actually, I have something similar to that. So here, I click this. It takes me back to the top part of my page, right? And also, if I click this, as you can see, between different menu bars, they are getting navigated. As you can see, the URL, see how it's changing? The who we are endpoint, register, takes you to the contact endpoint. Home, obviously it's the default. I could have named it as dashboard, but it's the default. Now look at this part. Here we have the navbar. Oh, in the Explore. Here's the link part. For example, the re-up logo. If I click on this, yeah, it'll take me back to the dashboard. So this was not working, by the way. This is from my real project where I'm working, and I found this bug. I was so proud. And also, this part right here, this was not working too. You click it, it should, this one right here. So go to recommended, go to footer, you click on it, it should navigate back to the dashboard, right? Soon we're gonna build this kind of applications by ourselves. And right now it looks, I mean, really simple, right? You click this and it just takes you to this page and you're like, oh, okay, cool. And this is called the toggle element, which we will see. Very simple. I just click on this back, it takes me back. This is the job of 6 different developers, guys. It looks very simple, but there's so much, like the UI, it's okay. But then when you actually like click on items and like start the application, it actually takes you to the application page of the actual college. Request information opens this UI form. You can actually make changes, yes, and you submit, and it actually triggered an API call to the backend. And then the backend will take that data, it will process, and it will send it to the correct college. And that college marketing team is going to process it. They're going to send it to their customer service, and customer representatives will reach out to the end client. You see how many different la uh, layers of data processing, right? The data aggregation. So the UI seems very simple, but each part is very important for us. As I said, linking right now, from here, if I click on this re-up logo, it'll navigate me to the dashboard page. Same thing in the website will have these kind of tags which we can use to jump to the different parts within the application. We're going to be using the ID. So instead of this link right here, we will provide the hashtag and ID. You guys remember the IDs, right? ID of each element is unique, right? So with the ID, we will jump from different parts of the application, and we can use it to internal links. For example, within the same website, but relative absolute or absolute path to the target HTML file. For example, I have multiple different. So in the code we have here, I only have one HTML, correct? So let's say I open here another .html, and in here, I'm gonna say, for example, a tag with a link, not this kind of link, but to another .html. And as a tag, go to other file. And I save it. And that should be now updated in the UI. Oops. Where's my, there we go. So go dispose this and then go live again. So there you go. I'm gonna click on this. It takes me to the another HTML. See, but another HTML is empty, right? Let's go back, and I'm gonna say we're gonna say h1. There is nothing here. Go back. Okay, and then we're gonna put here another. We're gonna say index.html. Click this to go back and save it, and that should get automatically updated. There you go. If I click this, it takes me back to the index page. And if I click this, it takes me to the another HTML page. and there's nothing here. Go back. It takes me back. So now I'm jumping between these two, right? So there are mainly the purpose here is there are different types of links. So this one here will link to the external links, but we have to make sure that we use the full URL, okay? If we want to provide the path to external URLs. And now there is an optional. So what do we call this inside the tags? Do you guys remember? Attributes. Yes, attributes, right? So there is an optional attribute called target. And target, if in the value you can put, for example, blank with underscore. If you put underscore blank, it is going to launch the link that you provide in a new tab. Okay. So for example, here, I say in the index part, I say a tag with a link, and I'm going to say tech state.us. Let's go to tech state. And here, right now, let's just leave it like this and see what happens. All right. I'm gonna, obviously, there's a problem here. I'm gonna go ahead and fix that. So we have a tag called BR. Anybody know what it is? Break. So if I just put here BR, break, it'll, as you saw here, they're, oh, now it updated automatically. See? They were in the same line, right? And now they're separated. So if I go click on text state, there you go. See, it in the same tab, it took me to text state. Go back, you see? Click here. It's launching the external link in the same tab. But if I wanted to launch in a new tab, so if I click here, command, press command key, and then click on it, it opens it in the new tab, right? So same thing here. To mimic that operation, I can put here target equals underscore, oops, score blank. And now if I save it, and if I go here, if I click this, it opens, launches it in a new tab, okay? This is the deal with links. Okay, the one or two. So I can close this. Yes. Oh, and I need to, I forgot to put the text for you guys. 1 second. Open this with Visual Studio Code. Okay. I'm gonna put the text into a Slack channel, guys. Sorry, the text was not attached in there. So here you will find the text that you're gonna put on the web page. And when you open the screenshot, where did we go? Day one, day two. when you open the screenshot, it is going to look something like this. And this is going to be practice for the list. So this is going to be H what? Ingredients? H1. And the others are for the dough filling, like the ingredients, the subheadings are going to be H2. And this is going to be another H1. Yeah. Two H2s. Yes. It's going to be H1, H2, 2. No, just H2. Yeah. You can have multiple H2s. So open the HTML file that I attached there, and the text is in the Slack, right? Here you will find the text that you need to put there. All of this in the Slack channel. You tab Command V, right? Command N is gonna open a new tab. Okay, so I'm trying to remove all the OLs. You see, she has OL on a lot of things, and we also have this body here. I don't know what's he doing there. But really? Okay, let's put it at the end. Now, I want to get rid of all these OLs. So what I'll do, I will highlight what I want to remove, okay? And then Shift Command L. Okay, it is gonna remove all the OLs, or I want to remove these ones too, right? So instead of that, what I'm gonna do is, you see, this part is common for all the OLs, even these ones, right? Because this part only doesn't match, correct? So I want to highlight all up to here and Command Shift L, and it gets all of them. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go towards the end. I'm gonna, ooh, then it's going to be a problem too. Okay, sorry guys. I'm just gonna highlight the OLs, opening parts, okay? Command Shift L, delete. And then now I'm going to target these guys. Command Shift L, delete. See? 2 moves, the whole thing is gone. How can I now wrap them? Well, OL, boom. And this guy can go down, and I'm just gonna use the option down arrow and just move it all the way down here. And then look at the formatting. It's not good, right? And the formatting I can fix too. Oops. What do I do? Command, Shift, Option, F was it? Shift, Option, F. You see? It fixed all the formatting at once. Okay, now, let's remove this guy here. I'm gonna, where's the other? Oh, the top part was UL, right? This part needs to be wrapped in the UL, so I'm just gonna Command X, UL, put it here, Command Shift Option F, which will fix the formatting again, and this guy here too, Command X, UL, enter this, Shift Option F fixes, and that's it. Yes. Select all, Command /. Unselect, Command /. In HTML, the command is a little different. Did it work? Command /. Yeah. Yeah. Now, all good now? Let's take a look very quickly. All right, let's continue. I think you guys understood. Again, you're gonna have to do a lot of practice. Why is it showing me? Huh? What is it? Hey, it's up to you guys. What do you think? Should we give break or no? Okay. Now with the list, let's go with finish this part, and we finished this, and now we're gonna we finished the list, we finished the links, and right, we didn't practice yet, but we'll get to that. So the same. Okay, what is this part called? For example, if I have li right here, li opening tag, we call this an opening tag. Okay, what about this part? Closing tag. So there are most of the HTML elements are they require opening and closing tags for each element independently. But there are some, however, elements which we call self-closing tags. They do not require closing tags, such as the one that I showed earlier in my code, this guy, this guy here, see? So it can usually go like this. So it is the opening and it is the closing itself. And it doesn't even require this guy. So we call these self-closing tags, okay? And go 1, 2. So in HTML, these are called comment. Oops, sorry. Yeah, so these called self-closing elements or tags. For that, what we're gonna cover also, there's HR. It's also self-closing tag. It's a horizontal line, it means. We will see. And there's let me go open this file, save it, go live. Yeah, see this line right here? It's called HR. Basically divides lines from one another. For example, after each, I can put an HR and copy it, bring it down, copy it, bring it down, copy it, bring it down. And also HR. If I save this here, go here, wait, where's my brother? Oh, there you go, see? After each heading, I put an HR, horizontal line, separator, basically. And from here, we're gonna continue with, okay, about the links. So remember, there are 3 different types of links, meaning one, the first link, we are going to use inside the same element, okay? So within the same file, to different parts of the application, we can navigate using this anchor tag, which is the link. But whatever the section we want to navigate to, we have to have the ID for that element. And by referencing its ID as a value to the href, hypertext reference, hyperlink reference, we can link them. Now, between multiple files in the same directory, we gave an example for this, right? Like I can switch between different files using the linkage. And I can link them to external files. Like in Cypress or Selenium, you guys might remember, get me all the links. from a web page. Do you guys remember that? You should know. Yeah. Yeah. How do we do that? Do you remember perhaps? You're Cypress, you are Selenium and Selenium and Selenium. You are the only. How to get all link elements in Selenium. Yes, we create of web elements, right? And then we scan through the web page when we search for a tag, right? Anchor tag. And then we collect them in a list and we can get the size or we can loop over them. There we go. It initialized and it's using, I think this is JavaScript.
That's Python.
Oh, it's Python. Yeah, you're right. With Java. But it's the logic is similar. In Java also, we have to set up the list. Yeah, list of web elements. And then tag name is called anchor tag, which is the A tag. And it returns, basically, collect all the links, which are the value of href, right? Href is the one that we are using right here, if you notice, right? Href value, and we have the link. Same thing here, and you collect them. Now these things will, whatever you studied in Selenium and Cypress will start making better sense. Yeah, and things will, like the puzzle pieces will start finding its places now. It's gonna get interesting. Sorry? Oh yeah, no, they will trust me. Yes. And I think I had the, we'll come back to the practice part. Okay, now that we have covered the links, one of the most used elements in HTML is web tables or tables. In any company, you use web tables, right? At your project right now? Like you have the art, you have list of resources that gets displayed, right? List, that's web table. Uh, I'm sure you know you don't have a UI, right?
Yeah, I do have.
You do? You
Yeah.
have any list of elements where you see a bunch of records? Yeah. So those are web tables. So here also, I mean, that one is not gonna work very good. So those are basically web tables are going to be used most at every single company, guys. Every single company is gonna use, because the point of software, creating a software itself, we're going to philosophy again, but the point of creating a software is to manage something. And if you notice, all the softwares that we work on at corporate enterprise companies are called management software, either resource management, access management, time management, HR, human resource management, flight management, tracking management, like everything is a management tool. And every management tool will have list of data that they display in the UI one by one. And all of those lists will be stored in a web tables. And this is one of the biggest used in HTML or in web development, the elements. And the tables will look something like this. So depending on the company, depending on the way they design, tables are going to look differently, right? So here, this is just one of the options. And my favorite is usually from MUI tables. This guy, for example, and it has a code associated with it. And we're going to cover the MUI. As you can see, it is in the table container, but it starts with table element. Let me zoom in. As you can see here, it starts with a table element, and then each table will have table head, table row, etc. Don't worry about this part. We're going to cover it. So basically, this is a table data right here. And if I click here, I think it's going to open code sandbox. Yes. And code sandbox should generate this part. Yeah, this is it. Table data. There you go. Some tables will contain this stuff. Being able to select, unselect, right? Being able to drag and, oh, I cannot move it here. So there's next page. This is called pagination, being able to go through different pages. And I should be able to select how many rows I want to see. These are called rows, right? From top to bottom. And then horizontally, these are called ID column, first name column, last name column, and etc. Tables are biggest used, meaning it starts with a table tag, and then within it, it's gonna have the table head. Table head is the column where we have the column header, the table headers, right? First name, last name, etc. And then we have T body. So table body, as you saw in an HTML element, everything, all the elements contained in the body element will be displayed in the UI. So just like that, we have table body, and all the elements inside the table body will be displayed in the table view. Not that it's the body of the table, but it contains the main content of our table. And the tables can have footer, which is T food. TR is for each row in the table. And in the table head tag, we will have TH, which is the table header. And then within each TR, within the body of the table, we're going to have TD, which is the table data cell. Just like this. For example, if you look at here, it is good. You guys can see? All good? Yeah? All right. So here, this is a table view without any design. For example, this guy had some design, right? We haven't covered this design part yet because we will get to it in CSS, which is cascading style sheet. When we get to CSS, we will be able to design them like this. Like we'll give them cool looks and etc. I cannot, okay, that's fine. So in here, table have the table head, table body, table footer, right? Header, body, footer. Three different parts, just like the HTML. And anything that's contained in the, so even though this is the header part, we still need to wrap it inside the TR, which is table row. So TR stands for like this, the first line here, the header. Yeah, it's one row. This guy is the second row, third row, fourth row. So how many rows do I have total? 4 rows. And each row will contain, as you can see, same number of data. Yeah. So for example, the first row has 3 columns, meaning student name, as you can see, TH is the table header. Student name, the phone number, and the email. Yeah. And correspondingly, under each column, each row will contain different data. So first row, so this guy right here, oops. So the first row will contain all the information related to Emily. So Emily Johnson, and this is her phone number, and this is her email. Now, if you noticed, these have, yeah, TD, right? Which is the table data. Okay. Each TR is separate row. Within each TR, we have table data. And then, as you can see, it continues. Tables are going to be a little bit hard to deal with because like visual and this doesn't match very good. But after a couple of practice, it'll get easier. And in here also, now, this one, as you can see, modern HTML table, meaning the current version of HTML in the market that's being used is called HTML5, which is the latest version. And it has the most sophisticated or most modernized design, if you will. It gives more accessibility from web development perspective, like the one that I mentioned earlier, like disabled people. Yeah, if they cannot access, they can use the keyboard to navigate through your web page. And there are some applications you use JAWS yet, job access with speech, JAWS. It's an application to help disabled people navigate through your web page using your keyboard. Every time when you hit tab, it will read what the content of the application's part, the website. And here, for example, if we were to navigate to, for example, this part, yeah, it will read modern HTML table, and it will say that this is a header. And then you hit another tab, it'll say student name. It's part of table header. So since it's part of table header, it will read them out loud so that you can, with the help of keyboards, you can navigate through the web page. So the header part is wrapped inside the table head, which is T head. And then within that, we have TR, which is table row. And inside each column name, the header part. And then we have the second is table body, T body. And then inside again, TR and then TD. TD stands for, Andrew?
Table height.
Yes, TR.
Yes, one.
Mhm.
Oh, table row.
Table row. TH, help me. Yes. Mm-hmm. T food, I don't want. We know that, right? So, okay, cool. Now, the difference between the T food and T body or table head, T head, if you notice, like each table row will have like three table data. Yeah. Even if it's going to be empty, you still have to provide TD so that it matches the existing style of the table. The number of columns need to match, okay? But when it comes to T food, the design is that you don't have to have the same number of TD, which is the table data, as the table body and table head. Because T food is designed in such that it provides like the general information more from like calculations perspective, like wrapping information perspective. So you can have only two or just one TD here, table data, and the table is not gonna be broken. How about we do a practice on table row? So you don't have to make it look like this. Let me also attach this screenshot in the Slack. No. So this is what I want you guys to design. Our table is gonna have 3 columns: first name, last name, email, and each row will have obviously 3 corresponding column data, and all the data is in the Slack. Can you send the data to her? Yeah, it's in Slack. This data right here, the table data. Yeah, I want you guys to design something like this. Which is the okay. So last thing is we're going to talk about the HTML images, and images are added to web page using the image tag. Image tag is one of the ones that I earlier explained. It's self-closing tag, meaning it doesn't need a closing tag because it's not going to have any content in there. The source is attribute again, which is going to specify the path to the image, meaning like the URL, or is it in the same, the file, the folder. And then we also have alt attribute, which provides the alternative text for the image. Remember some websites when you load it, it cannot load the image. It's like broken image, but instead you will see alternate text, alternative, meaning if this page doesn't display, I mean, the image doesn't display, then, for example, text state students, yeah? And then, for example, this image that we just had doesn't exist there, but now we have an alternative text. And that's for like a broken page. And the tag itself is going to be img, yeah, img tag. And again, as I said, it doesn't require closing tag. And for the source, we provide the source, like the address of the image, and we can put a description of image in the alt attribute. That's it. We go to next page here. As you can see here, so on this, oh, I don't have the whole folder image stuff. Okay, I'll show that to you too. So this first one, it is on my local, meaning it's in the same folder. So HTML images folder contains this file called textdate-logo.png, and you will have this file also. And then there will be this image link. So we're gonna now work on this, and I will provide you all the data that you need. If you go to files, you will see day 1, 3, which is the third zip now. If you go there, it should contain everything you need. And add the data part. And again, in Slack, I'm gonna post the URL for the image. And please send it to Nurgul, which is the link URL. So when you download that file, you will see that there is this screenshot, and this is what we are gonna try to build right now, okay? And inside the code, so it has to be in the same folder so that you can use this textstate-logo.png inside this index.html file. Let me show you the code of what it looks like. It will look something like this. Zoom. So I'm gonna go ahead and where's the end of the page? Maybe page 3, contact us for any questions. And I'm gonna have here an ID of, what do we call them? Contact us. But I don't know if it's gonna have any. Okay, good. Command S, right. Okay, it's not gonna do it. I know why. P tag with lorem. Oops, Z. Lorem 200. Command Z. Lorem 500. There we go. Okay, there you go. I'm gonna do even bigger on this guy. Command Z. Lorem 800. There we go. Okay, so paragraph, is there a way for me to? No. Okay, that's fine. So this is part of the linking part, right? So as you can see, the first one is about being able to, so as soon as you see, what do you call this? Pound sign, right? A hash sign, it is linking to the different sections within the same page, okay? Like the header, the footer part, different parts of the web page. So if I go to, for example, go to contact us section of the page. So as you can see, that link, go to contact us section of page. If I click that, see, it's taking me basically to this one, which is contact us for any questions. So now let's go back. There you go. Contact us for any questions. Let me add here more lorem 200 maybe. Now we will see, there you go. Maybe even bigger. Sorry, 500. Okay. Now we can see if I click, as you can see, it is putting this on more emphasized, meaning to the center of attention, right? So in order to navigate here, it has an ID of, where is it? Right here. Contact us is the ID for that element, right? So when I click on this guy here, the contact us, it is taking me to contact us section. So that means when we use pound with the ID of the section, it will link to that part. And this guy, index.html, go to homepage. What we can do is we can create another random page.html, and it's gonna have doc type lorem, oops, h4 lorem 200. There we go. I can now link it to that page, correct? Which is random page.html. There we go. So if I click to go to another page, if I click on go to another page, it's going to take me to this random page, which only has h4, okay? If I refresh, go up here, go to another page. Another thing, when the link is not clicked, it will have this blue link, right? But after it's being clicked, it's going to turn to like purple color. So if I click here, it's going to take me to this page. I can go back, click here, it will take me to this page again. So that's navigation between two different files. And then link can also link to external links. Text Data Academy in the same tab because I'm not using the target attribute. So it'll open in the same tab. So if I go here, click on same tab, it launches the TextAid's main page in the same tab. Go back, and this one will open in a new tab. As you can see, it should open it up here. There you go. It opened it on the new page. I can go back here. And as you can see, I'm using target attribute with a underscore blank value. And you can reference this to do your homework and presentation for us.